And welcome back. So far we've introduced the Mercedes model as a way of understanding your emotional state. What I want to do for the rest of this section is to look at practical ways that you can change things so that if you're not feeling in quite the state that you'd like to, you can do something about it. Now, if you remember the Mercedes model, we talked about your state at any moment in time, your internal thinking drives your internal feeling drives your external behaviour, but your external behaviour also impacts on your internal thinking. So each one knocks onto the other. And if that's the case, if you're not in the sort of state that you'd like to be in, there are three things that you can change. So you can change your internal thinking, you can change your internal feeling, or you can change your external behaviour. And it's the external behaviour that I want to start with, because it's probably the quickest and easiest thing to change. And I'd like to introduce you to a notion of developing a more confident, positive walk. In NLP, we've christened it a walk with grace and power. Now, if you think about it, if you're feeling fed up, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, that's going to come out in terms of your posture, your gesture, facial expression, eyes, all the rest of it. So if I'm feeling depressed, I'm probably going to be slumped. My face is probably going to be quite slack. My mouth's going to be downturned. I'm probably looking at the floor, sighing, moving quite slowly. And actually, just by doing that, just by adopting that external behaviour, I begin to feel quite down on the inside. I think for most of us, we don't consciously pay attention to our external behaviour. So I think what I'd call the direction of travel is what's going on the inside affects my behaviour and comes out. It leaks out on the outside through my external behaviour. So if I'm feeling down, if I'm doing picture, sound, self-talk that lead me to feeling down, then that will come out in that posture, looking at the floor, and that will feed that negative feeling. And you know, more than that, it not only feeds the negative feeling for you, but it will have an impact on how other people perceive you. So one very quick, easy thing to do is, in your own time, when you're out for a walk or something like that, is to practice developing a more confident, positive, upbeat walk. So if I wanted to look and feel more confident, more positive, more upbeat, I'm probably going to stand taller. I'll probably have my chest out. I'm probably going to have a smile on my face. I'm probably going to make good eye contact with whoever I'm with. I'm probably going to breathe down to my diaphragm, so breathe deep. I'm probably going to move in a fairly confident way. And when I do that, at quite a subtle level, once I've practiced that, then that has an impact on my internal thinking. If I change my posture at a subtle level, it can have an impact on my internal thinking, and then that has an impact on my internal feeling. So this is a really, really simple thing to experiment with, to try. And what I'd invite you to do is you can either stop the video now and get up and go for a walk, or next time you're out for a walk, notice what it's like when you change your posture. So stand tall, hold your head up straight, have a smile on your face, make good eye contact with people, breathe down to your diaphragm, down to your stomach, walk a bit more vigorously. Notice what that does for your state. If you do that for 5 or 10 minutes, you will feel different. And if you feel different, then it changes what you're doing on the inside. And also, people will perceive you differently. Because, you know, if I'd been delivering this training like this, so welcome to this Everyday NLP program. It's all about how you can be effective in life. We're going to go through some really useful stuff. You're going to find it incredibly helpful. You'd have switched off, wouldn't you? Because you'll form an impression of me within a very short space of time. And if I'm not portraying the stuff that I'm talking about, you'll switch off. This sort of thing is incredibly useful for things like interviews. So in interviews, people take an impression of you. They form an impression as you walk in the interview room. probably within the first 15 to 30 seconds, probably before you've said anything or answered any question. Out of conscious awareness, people form an impression of you. In psychology, they call it the halo effect. So just by doing this, you can portray a much better impression to begin with, and it changes your state on the inside. Okay, so enjoy practicing, and we'll come back and share another top tip with you very shortly. Thank you very much.